Every little boy and every little toy has the right to go and see his mummy or his daddy. And anybody who is not allowed to have that right is an abused toy or an abused child. If I want to go see Dad, I can go see Dad, and nobody can stop me. And if somebody does, they are a criminal and a child abuser and a Poohbear abuser, because Poohbear has a mummy and a daddy and an owner called Angelo, and my owner isn't allowed to come and see me because Singapore is a very cruel country who doesn't recognize the rights of little toys and little boys. And I'm very sad, and I'm angry at you, Singapore, and Judge Nicole Loh Werne for ignoring Article 10 of the rights of the child and of stuffed toys, that every little toy and boy whose parents live in different countries has the right to leave or enter his own country to visit his other parent. Singapore, you are ignoring the rights of Angelo Chi Littlewood, who was ordered not allowed to overnight or visit his father in Thailand for a total period of 5 years in breach of Article 10 of the rights of the child, which says all children whose parents live in different countries has the right to leave or enter his own country for purposes of family reunion, except in exceptional circumstances. My son was not denied his rights for any exceptional circumstances, and the Singaporean government is a bunch of child abusers who ignore the Convention on the Rights of the Child, and they ignore the United Nations Treaty of the Hague Convention on the civil aspects of international parental child abduction. Angelo Chi Littlewood is being held unlawfully against the treaties made between Singapore and the United Nations to cover up an international parental child abduction in their country, just so that they can enter the podium in the United Nations and pretend that my son was not abducted. My owner, I'm Poohbear, and this is Daddy speaking, and we want my owner Angelo and Daddy's son Angelo to have his right to Article 10 of the rights of the child returned to him, despite the fact that Jennifer Jokstad of the Human Children's Rights section of the United Nations in Bangkok and Miss Irene Hennigan, the head mediator of the European Parliament for child abductions, are ignoring the case just because they don't want to have an argument with Singapore, who they're making big banking and trade deals with, in preference to the rights of the child. You're all a bunch of criminals, and that say I, Poohbear, and that say I, Daddy of Angelo Chi Littlewood. Free Angelo now. United Nations, do your job or disband yourselves and stop eating public funds. And Singapore government, stop disobeying the Hague Convention on Parental Child Abduction and stop disobeying Article 10 of the rights of the child, you bunch of criminals.